Okay, this is Jenny's first year Latin, um, sec and we're doing chapter 24, and we're discussing three different things of interest: second conjugation passive, and we're doing ablative of agent and predicate accusative. And I was able to put all three on the board. Second conjugation passive, you just need to know that second conjugation, the passive is formed in the same way as in first conjugation. Use the same endings that we learned in chapter 23. First person singular is OR, RR, either one. Second person singular is RIS or RE. Third person is TUR. First person plural is MUR. Second person plural is many, MINI. And third person plural is NTUR. And it does, and you form them exactly the same way as we did in chapter 23. The second thing we will learn is ablative of agent. You use the preposition a or, that should be an or, not an plus ob. Alright, we use a or ob plus the ablative, and you would translate it with by. Now, how you decide whether to use a or ob is whether it has a consonant or a vowel. If it has a consonant, use a. If it has a vowel, you use ob. An example is on page 109. A milite. So it starts with a consonant, so you use a, and then let's see. And then if it has a vowel, you use ob. I don't see another example. I can't really think of one, but I will. The predicate accusative. A verb of making or naming may take a predicate accusative in addition to a direct object. And on page 109, we have vocavit filium Marcum. He called his son Marcus. So the direct object is son, called his son, and Marcus is the predicate accusative. So they're both an accusative. And so you have them both accusative, filium and Marcum. So I'll leave that a second. They're on page 108 and 109. If you have any questions, call or text me. It's pretty simple, I think, with the second conjugation passive being exactly like chapter 23. Ablative of agent, use are ob plus the ablative. Translate it with by. So it says who's doing it. Another example is puer bonus a patre, laudatus est. The good boy was praised by his father. It's not an example with ob, but it is another example. And predicate accusative, making or naming, it can take another accusative, and it's called a predicate accusative. Okay, let's look on the vocabulary on page 109. We'll discuss that. We have aistos, aistatis, feminine, summer. They actually have three words that look the same, and they'll ask you what's the difference, and I'm going to write them down. actually confusing, and I realize that it might be, but I will write them down so when you see them, you can know the difference, because I'm telling you now. You can see how the first one and the second one are very similar. So, here we go. I toss summer, I toss age, like age time, that kind of thing. I stews is heat. Very similar. And the second one, iams, snow. Well, iams is winter. But it made me think of snow. And they just had snow in the mountains here. Iams is winter. Lux, Lucas, light. Pax, pacus, peace. Salus, salutis, safety. Vox, vocus, feminine, voice. Debio, debere, debui, debitum, o. Docio, teach. You get indoctrinate from that word. That's a derivative. Prohibio, prevent. A derivative is prohibition. Respondio, reply. Retenio, that derivative is retain, and the definition in the book is hold back. Curio is frighten. And a word study is prefixes, pro and for. You get prohibio, that's why they're explaining that, pro plus habio. And another prefix, red, meaning back again, retenio. And then they give you a list of other verbs that have these prefixes that you can take a look at. And you also will see a lot of derivatives from those. For instance, remuvio, get removed from it. Renuntio, you get renounce. There's lots of derivatives from that. Alright. We have another reading lesson on Alexander the Great. Read that on page 112. I'll give you the exercises you'll need to do after we read the translate on page 112, and I'll do that tomorrow. Voila!